Would you like the opportunity to purchase an alcoholic beverage by the time you turn 18 years old? I think the United States has a bit high of a drinking age limit. At 21, I believe the United States should lower the drinking age to 18, and here's why. By the time you reach 18 years old, you are now legally an adult. There are many things that you can now do. Most things you can now do. But you cannot purchase alcohol yet. You may enlist in the military and fight and die for our country. There are many other countries that have an even lower drinking age than 18, and many of them have a drinking age of 18. There are many valid reasons and advantages as to why an 18-year-old should be allowed to purchase an alcoholic beverage if they choose to do so. By the time you reach the age of 18, you are now legally considered an adult. In the eyes of the law, you can be tried as an adult in a court case. You are an adult now. You can vote in elections. You may sign legally binding contracts. You can purchase a house, a car, an apartment. You're now legally able to get married without parental consent. You're allowed to make your own medical decisions now. You don't need to rely on your parents for those things. As an adult, you're no longer a child. One day you go from being a child, the next day you're 18, and now you are an adult. You should be allowed to purchase an alcoholic beverage if you can do all of the above mentioned things. Now you have a whole new set of rights and responsibilities, but yet you still cannot purchase an alcoholic drink. It does not make sense to me. If you can do all of the before mentioned things, then why could you not enjoy an alcoholic beverage if you choose to do so? You're now an adult. You should be treated as such, and you should receive some of the benefits of being an adult. Upon reaching your 18th birthday, you can now be drafted or enlist into the military. Now you are an adult. You can sign away many years of your life and fight for our country. You no longer need parental consent to sign and join the military. You are old enough to go to war. You can now fight for our country, for our freedom. You can now die for your country and your freedom. But if you are old enough to make such a drastic and life-altering decision about your own life, why are you not allowed to make the decision to have a beer if you choose to have a beer one day? You should be able to make that decision. You are now old enough to do so. How is it fair that you can potentially fight and die for your country before you've ever even had a sip of an alcoholic beverage, at least legally? Out of 190 countries in the world, only 12 of them have a drinking age of 21. That means that 61% of the countries in the world have a drinking age of 18 or 19 or lower. Some countries don't even have one at all. But by limiting the drinking age, alcohol is viewed as some prized gift. Having a lower drinking age, it can help teach young adults responsibility and moderation. For example, Europeans, they grow up around alcohol. Wine is served at their meals. It is a part of their culture, a part of their food culture. They drink it all the time. They enjoy it. They don't necessarily drink it to get drunk. They don't have the same stigma we as Americans have around alcohol. Unlike many, especially among the younger Americans, they will binge drink with just the sole purpose of getting drunk. Europeans, they will sit and sip it and they will enjoy it. It's part of their culture. It's just, they were raised around it. They know how to treat it. They know how to drink in moderation. One way or another, young people will find a way to drink regardless of whether it is legal or illegal. They will just do it. Why not teach them at a young age how to drink in moderation? Then we may have less alcoholics. We can teach them that it's not some taboo thing, that it's normal. You can have a drink. Have one or two. Don't have too many. Alcohol is not inherently a bad thing in low doses. No one should ever drink too much or too often. At 18, you are legally an adult in many and most ways. You should be treated as such. The United States should lower its legal drinking age to 18 years old. At this age, we are adults now. We can go to war and we can fight for our country, all before we had a sip of alcohol. I find that very silly, in my opinion. The majority of all of the countries in the world allow it. At 18, we need to stop restricting alcohol to minors. Young adults should be allowed to choose to enjoy an alcoholic beverage on occasion if they wish to. They are now old enough to do so.